Don't just believe in human design. Lol, what the fuck? In the first video, she's telling us, oh my god, human design is the best thing ever. And now she's telling us that we don't have to believe in it. What's wrong? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video, because I recently watched some critical videos about human design, and I want to answer that because I see their point, and I think it's very important that when you do something, you also look at the disadvantages, the critics, and don't just push them away because or reject them, because it can be really valuable for your practice to also, yeah, look at the disadvantages, the critics on something. So, don't believe in human design. First of all, I want to make clear that just believing in something won't, like, I think this counts for like traditions or dogmatic approaches to some sort of thing. Just believing something won't change it. Like in manifestation processes, in like your own spiritual practice, I think believing is a wonderful tool. But when it comes to traditions like or religion, for example, it's I personally feel it's really problematic if you just believe it, because when there's a dogma and you just believe this rules, this narrative, it kind of sets boundaries. It's like limiting beliefs, because in the end every belief is a limiting belief. For example, when I believe that I am strong, and um when I believe I'm strong, it limits I limit myself to be small. So every belief is limiting, and I think it doesn't matter what kind of belief. I think there's not like the right beliefs. I think there are just beliefs, and some beliefs are more practical and useful for your life, and other are not. But it's very subjective. So for one person, it could be very supportive for them to believe that they are tall, and for others not. And with that said, when you believe into a system, into a dogma, into a religion, and you just believe it without taking action, there is a big there is this boundaries you draw yourself, in which you can move. But as I said, there are no wrong or right beliefs. They are just the ones that are useful or not useful, or practical or not practical for your life. And when you set those boundaries, you don't get to explore if those beliefs are actually serving you. So when there's a person who grew up in a Christian environment, and they took the Christian rules without doubting them, without inquiring them, just taking them in, it might happen that this person lives his whole life with this dogmatic approach to life. For example, I don't know the English word, the 10 rules from uh, the guy who came off the cliff, you know who I mean. Um, and maybe those rules, um, those limiting beliefs actually don't serve this person. For others, it might work. I sure know that for a lot of people it works, but for some, not. And the only way to explore if the beliefs that you have are supporting you, are serving you, is by trying them out. So when you have a completely new system, like human design entering your space, and you just believe it, you don't get to explore if human design is serving you, because for me it is like, it had already a huge impact. I just looked it up. I saw my first human design chart in December 2020. We have July 2021. It already changed my whole life. So for me, this system is very potent, and as I see it in the people around me, the people I work with, it's really potent. But it might not be working for everyone, and you need to find that out. Actually, you need to find it out with everything in your life. Trying out everything is the key for your success, because success looks different for everyone, and it doesn't, like, for me, it doesn't matter how success looks for person B. It doesn't matter for me. It's important to find out what success looks like for me, and to find that out, I need to try it out. So the first thing that I want to emphasize here is just believing something makes it impossible for you to find out if it's actually serving you. You need to try it out and test it out. The second thing is also something that I see with a lot of other spiritual traditions, dogmatic approaches, systems, and especially personality tests and psychology categorizations like Myers-Briggs or even just normal astrology, is that people use the boxes they get, for example, the aura types, manifestor, reflector, generator, and human design. They use those boxes, which are meant to give you a guidance how you work. They use those boxes and say, oh, I can't do this because I'm dead. Oh, I can't work because I'm a reflector and I have no defined sacral center. Oh, I can't manifest because I'm a generator and no manifestor, and it's impossible for me. It's also cutting off growth when you think when your ego and your anxiety use the knowledge that you gain through a system to make apologies and avoid actually taking steps. It's, again, maybe it's just the first thing I want, maybe it's just the first thing I already said, just in viewed from another perspective, because I see that a lot, that people, like, I even know it's more important. I see it in myself, that I limit myself because I think, oh, okay, I'm a manifesting generator and I'm supposed to be like this and that means that I'm never going to be like that, and so there's no point in trying. This is actually a shadow, and when you use, like, it counts for everything. When you use something to limit your growth, yourself, you're doing it wrong. I would say you're doing it wrong. Which not means that limits per se are bad. Like, it always depends on which intention or energy you have with it, because on the other side, it's so relieving when it okay, I think I have it now, when it's relieving and a feeling of, oh my god, I can be myself. It's beautiful to have limits. Like when a non-sacred being finally understands that it is nothing bad about themselves because they don't have that sacred creativity workflow hustle. It's a feeling of release. It's, oh, thank God, I don't need to be something that I don't want to be. That is a limit that you can experience, which is actually serving you, because you come closer to yourself. I think it's important to always I want to emphasize the feeling of oh, that's me. I think that's your biggest compass. I don't know if it's English word. To find out if something is working and serving you. Another thing that comes with those boxes is that people tend to avoid taking action because it's like the shiny object syndrome. I saw many people mentioning that human design is like the new shiny object, that new system that will solve every problem, and no, it won't. But it is a very potent system, and I think that it's worth spreading and it's worth using. But there are people who are like, oh, that's astrology is the new shit. No, human design is the new shit. And before that, it was, oh my god, 16 personalities, Myers-Briggs is the new shit. And they hop from system to system to system, thinking that the next system will give them that one thing that they need to start doing what they want, to live their life on purpose and fulfillment and so on. But it's actually just kind of a shiny object addiction and avoidance of actually taking steps. So take care of that. But this also counts for every other dogmatic approach system. It's just because human design came up recently, it's mentioned a lot. And the third thing that is really important for me, and I think it's also in the end refers to the first point. So for everyone who quit the video after the first point, maybe that was already enough. For all of you who stayed, thank you, because that point is also very important. There are always people who are that lost that they turn something valuable as human design into some sort of cult, or they replace it as a religion. And like I'm very open to religion. Like I have a lot of friends who have different beliefs, and I value that connection and that interaction a lot, and I respect people who are deeply religious very much, because I believe the most harmful thing that you can do to a person on a spiritual level is denying or fighting against their inner truth about life and God and reality, and like they're attacking someone's spirituality. I think it's really harmful, and therefore I really enjoy. It's also my open ajna, I think. Short excursus. If you know Spiral Dynamics, you will get me. If you don't, check out Spiral Dynamics. It's the dopest shit ever. But I don't want to go into detail about this right now, but like I get why it was important for humanity to fight over religion. Like my religion is the only one that is true. Because of that, I need to fight you and yours. I get that it was important for the development of humanity, but now I really can see it, and I enjoy it so much that we have those different religions, and I really can see how they use different words for the exact same thing, and it's pure pleasure for me. All right, going back to what I was originally going to say. But there is a point where religion becomes a problem. The point is when people do what people did in ancient times. They fight about their beliefs with others. So when there's a person that human design is the best thing ever, and because you believe in like Christianity, you're stupid, human design is better, and they fight over it, that's problematic. Because what human design is, it is already a huge inclusive system which contains so many different systems, and being dogmatic about human design is actually the complete opposite of what human design is teaching. So when you just found out about human design, you are as excited about human design as me, please take care to respect other opinions, respect other beliefs, and allow people to explore it by themselves in their pace when they are ready, and don't push a system onto them, because they won't listen. They can't if you push something on them. And actually what you do, you make it impossible for those people to get a real access to the system. And when you value human design, when you think that it is a valuable system, please, please, please don't work with it in a way that pushes people away. It's really important. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I sent you a lot of love and light and neutrinos. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to share, follow me on Instagram, leave a comment, let's chat a little bit. And yeah, I'm happy to see you in the next video. Bye!